Halloween's just a week away, so join us today is Dre, the Diamond Realty Associates of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties. We're going to talk to you about how, you know what, sometimes we're going to use their expertise, I should say. You could have these really scary real estate stories, but we're going to turn them into really sweet home tales. So to all of you, great to have you here. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Don, we'll start with you. We hear that not telling your lender can be very, very spooky.
Absolutely. I had a client that wrote his earnest money check out of a savings account that he didn't tell his lender about. He was hiding money from his fiance to pay for their wedding. So it was a good thing, and I actually had to break the news to the fiance because he said she was going to kill him. So it works. But
she was a spender, right?
She was a spender. But they're married happily, and you
They
just
are.
need to make sure your lender knows everything because they are Ghostbusters and they'll figure it out.
Ghostbusters, that was well played.
Yeah.
Aaron, where's Aaron again?
Me.
Aaron, that's what I thought.
We
So
only told you like 3
let's
times.
talk about
right?
just once actually, but that's okay. Let's talk about the floodplain. So if I'm looking for a home in a floodplain, why is that scary?
Well, I had clients that they fell in love with not 1 but 2 homes, but they were in South Fargo, so they're in the floodplain. And as you know, in 2015, they kind of rearranged all that. So unfortunately, we had some verbiage in there that the flood insurance had to be transferable because we were promised on both of them that the flood insurance was transferable, but it was not. So they would have had to spend like 3 times the amount and not be able to afford the home. So fortunately, we had something in there to protect them, and the second one did end up being a good story, but make sure that your agent knows the floodplain.
Thank you. You got, I mean, that stuff can come back to haunt you. Is that good? Therese, how about the for sale by owners?
So for sale by owners are scary because they don't know what they don't know. And when we buy a home and the title's transferred in our name, we're taking on all that liability and we're taking on all the responsibility of that home. And so our buying process went great. But once we closed on the home, they moved in, property taxes came around, and my buyer, my client, was told he owed a couple thousand in taxes that did not get assessed properly. The seller just didn't know what information to pass on to the title company, so things didn't get assessed correctly. But we were able to trace the mistake. My buyer did not have to pay a couple grand. The owner of the mistake owned up to it. He paid it for us. That's not typical, but my buyer was very happy not having to pay.
Because your negotiation skills, right?
And just being able to track down the problem too, and saying
Yeah.
this is where it happened, this is where that seller kind of just missed some information he didn't know he was supposed to relay.
All right, you've got a scary story about a vacant rural property?
Yeah, what's not scary about a vacant rural
haunted
property,
too?
right?
Yeah, it probably was.
There's just so much more to rural than people even think about. Between septic systems, you want to have them inspected and make sure, that's primarily in Cass County, making sure that there's not any environmental hazard going on with that septic, not necessarily that it's working. Also outbuildings, chipping paint, appraisal issues. There's a lot that can happen. In Cass County as well, you can't just survey out a chunk of land. There's all kinds of requirements. So get with an agent who knows rural and you will be home sweet home in no time.
This is fun, you guys. I appreciate it. All right, Don. So, how do people? Are you guys going to rap too, since you're the Dre's?
Ooh.
Are you going to rap how people can get a hold of you, Don?
Well, we haven't really
you want me
came
to-
up with one today.
Do you want me to beatbox for you? There
Yeah,
you go.
we have a beatbox. But you can hear more stories. We're actually having a buyers and booze story night next Wednesday, October 30th at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties. And it's open to the public. We're going to talk about all the fun stories and all the kind of scary stories.
So just let people know, where are y'all located at?
We are at 1815 38th Street South in Fargo, and you can find us at Diamond Realty Associates on Facebook.
Or
Well-
our event Buyers and Booze. You can look
Yeah,
that up
that's
too.
Buyers and booze. Is that your?
Ooh, I don't know why. I'm just like jazz handing up the ghost moves right
Buyers
now.
and booze.
Ooh.
All right, stick around. We got much more coming up right after this.
So many puns.